Yo, wake up.
What's going on, family? How's everybody doing?
Yo.
Y'all, welcome to another episode of No Clue the Show, guys, where we talk about real stuff, real time, real talk right now. Yo, if you're watching tonight, like us on Facebook, retweet, reblog it on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the YouTube link, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Smoke Signal, snail mail, MySpace, YouTube, whatever it takes. Get the message out. I was waiting for it. Yo, welcome, guys. We miss y'all so much. It's been a whole week. How's everybody week? Everybody do a quick check-in. Terry, how's your week? DJ, how your week?
My week is good. My birthday next week.
All right. Come on, birthday.
Yay.
Your birthday coming up. I'm gonna do you the same way. But I'm good. I'm having a party next week.
That's what's up. My week is going amazing, y'all. When I tell y'all, we're not gonna go there because y'all know I'm Kojic. I tell Twinkie to cue the Hammond. I'll be back here shouting this wall down, holding it up. Oh, guys, you know we're missing Chavez. She's got a baby. We're sending you love, Make sure you tell our baby we said we can't wait to meet you and pinch those cute little cheeks. Cool. DJ, you got any updates for us how your week was?
This week has been crazy, but I mean, I got through it. You know, it been a little rough. Back in school, back at it. Classes back at it. Work is back at it. But, you know, we go get through it. It is what it is. We go power through. So this is the time that, you know, we get to unwind a little bit, kick back, have a good time.
Feel you on that. We love you too, Chavez.
What class you taking now?
What is this? Cognition, emotion, and motivation.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be something crazy. That's why I asked.
And you know what I heard him say? Y'all watch Charlie Brown.
Anywho, another step closer to this PhD. So
that's what we talking about. We just have 2 doctors on the show.
We got this.
Period.
Yes. Yes.
Our production manager is the stuff.
The bomb.
I'm gonna be good. I ain't done this show, y'all. Watch me. All right, well, let's get ready. Let's get this party started with y'all. Our topic. Let's talk about say what.
Say what?
All right, y'all. So for this version of Say What, it's going to be a little bit different. If you want to chime in, please feel free to. But I want to bring up something that's near and dear to my heart, my cause, and the work that I do. For those of you who know, some of you who may not know, yesterday was National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. You know, unlike World AIDS Day, it doesn't get the glamour, it doesn't get the magnitude, it doesn't get the glory like a lot of other things. But it's super important, especially for those of us represented here at No Clue and those of our community, because it directly impacts us. So, just a little background: National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day has been in existence since 1999. So it's been around for a while. but ultimately it's geared towards aiming at HIV awareness, risk reduction, testing awareness for people of color. And we know that we face a lot of interesting challenges that prevent us from getting tested, right? We know HIV stigma is real. We talked about that a whole lot on the show that I did, so I ain't gonna hit y'all with the clinical context this time. But HIV stigma, psychosocial resources, right, or lack thereof. So access to housing, affordable housing, access to transportation, access to or inadequate access to culturally competent care and medical services, all prevent people from of color from accessing care, especially as it relates to HIV. So, just want to put that out there. Yo, people of color, please, please, please know your status, get tested, ask questions, educate yourself, educate our families, educate our communities. It's up to us to dispel these myths around that it doesn't impact us. Let's dispel that myth that it only happens to a certain segment of us. Everybody's impacted by HIV. And though African Americans represent only about 13% of the US population, we represent more than 60 to 70% of all new HIV cases across the country. That's huge. We got to do better.
Yes.
And it starts with us. It starts with having these conversations. It starts with bringing the awareness. If you don't know some stuff, get resources. Visit helphiv.org or aidsreview.org. You can visit the CDC's website. It'll redirect you to some amazing toolkits, resources, and tools that you can use to start your own campaign. Hey, you can tell them I sent you. Do what you got to do. We got you.
That was good, honey, because I didn't know there was a difference.
I mean, there's a huge difference, and we are always at the top. We are always the most disproportionately affected by HIV.
Get tested. If you don't know your status, get tested. If you think you know your status, get tested. If you know your status, get tested. By all means, people.
And if you are positive, go medical care. Stay in care. Take your antiretrovirals. Treatment is prevention too.
Amen.
If you can get undetectable, we also can prevent transmission that way. And there's so many technologies and so many preventative vaccines. I mean, now you don't even got to take a pill. Now you can get injectable therapies or infusion therapies. There are all of these different advancements in both HIV treatment and HIV prevention. Let's not live in this era where we don't talk about this anymore. Let's not continue to live in the dark. Let's not continue to act like this isn't happening to us, because it's killing our people, because we won't have the conversations to be bold and transparent. And you know what? For me, what I do, you know what I tell people? What I think is sexy, let's go get tested. That turns me on. Because then I know we can do all the freaky things that I want to do.
Oh, and trust me, we on the show. We know DJ's a freak. Amen. Somebody.
And it is what it is. But that's
make it a normal this day.
But let's start normalizing that, right? Let's start normalizing the conversations about why we need to get tested and why it's important for us to test our partners and to be transparent about being tested.
I'm with you. And that's on the heterosexual and homosexual and non-binary status.
See, now y'all see why he chasing that doctor title.
Thanks.
I'm here for it. All right, guys. Well, it is African American History Month, Black History Month. DJ just gave us some straight wisdom and knowledge. Look, in order for us to have a future, we got to know our past and start making changes, all right? We have a video for you guys. I'm going to give you a warning. This may be a trigger warning for some, all right? We do not own the rights to the music that you will hear playing in the background, but I want you to watch, all right? This is us.
I go to prepare a place for you. 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 I go to prepare a place for you.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sand. Weight on my shoulders won't stop until my work is done. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head.
just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on.
I can feel it in my bones.
Early in the morning, before the sun begins to shine, we're gonna start moving towards that separating line. I'm wading through muddy waters. You know I gotta make up mine. And I don't mind if I lose any blood on the way to salvation. And I'll fight with the strength that I got until I die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. And I know words around the bend might be hard to face it alone. And I just might fail, but as I try, sure as the spin of the sky, I'll stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go.
Whew. I'm sorry. I
I
got
know, right?
I had tears, crying, and everything. All right, family. What does that say to y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a few minutes on that. Like, you can't just dive back into that after all of that. Like,
Oh God.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
For me, that shows us the shoulders we're standing on. Lives lost and people who are making changes. People who are breaking the glass ceiling. They're shattering it. Like, there's no more excuses for us in my book. I'm about to cry. Ah, Jesus. Uh,
Whew.
y'all ready? Y'all ready to move forward?
I mean, like you can't just drop something like that and then just be like, "Oh, okay, now let's move on to the next thing." Like, you gotta.
Right.
There has to be some space to
To
reflect.
digest.
It has to be some space to deal with that. It has to be some space to. And I know that's what you're trying to do, but that's real heavy. And me personally, right? Especially when you think about the progression of stuff, and you think about how it's like, people say history repeats itself, but we see those same kind of cyclical patterns happening over and over again, just in different contexts. So, and always through the lens of race, always through the lens of race first. And so while it's hopeful, the unfortunate part of that is that we still have to operate in systems and structures that weren't designed for us to prosper, that aren't designed for us to be successful, that are designed to be damaging to our very existence and dehumanize us along the way. So, while it is a message of hope and it is a ray of hope, and I like that it ended on a ray of hope, but you still got to deal with the realities of day to day of just us being who we are.
Terry,
Watching that was hurtful. I think I went through an emotional roller coaster. I mean, yeah, an emotional roller coaster. So it was hurtful. It pisses me off too. One, because I am raising a son. And although his skin is not as dark as mine, he's still black. He's half black. So God knows what he's gonna come up into. We have to. I think what we need to continue to do is, even after the verdict or even after whatever may happen, we have to continue to fight because it's still happening. Just the other day, Amir Locke was killed in Minneapolis by police. So it's still happening. We have to continue to fight. We can't stop.
so I made it my point. I live in St. Louis, Missouri, and I went to Ferguson, and I went to the place where Michael Brown was killed. They put a memorial plaque there, and you feel a spirit that just it humbles you, because I look at people like Arteria, Chavez, Chef Brandy, who I know, Rick Gia, who I know have kids, and I'm just like, where's their future? Is anybody thinking about their future? And I think that these people are thinking about their future because they're trying to take it from them. And one of the quotes in the video says, "Our heart for tomorrow begins today." So we have to stand up and take our people with us. So, woo, Jesus. That video.
I went through a whole season without tears, and then you want to drop that bomb.
I know, right?
I'm just excited because I think, and that was, to me, that's the foundation for today's show. We're talking about upcoming trendsetters, people who saw the glass ceiling and broke it. They said, rather than working for the system, I'm going to create my own system to better our people, to take our people to the next level, to take our people higher. And so with that being said, we're going to go to a commercial break. Am I correct? We have a commercial break, and then we'll be right back with our main topic of upcoming superstars. That's what I'm calling them, upcoming superstars. We'll be right back.
Robert?
2 seconds. That video is supposed to be 13 seconds longer. Jesus.
We don't have time for all of this tonight. Not tonight. Not on this damn Black History.
Well, on this day of Black History, those wardrobe change. All right, guys, we're getting ready to bring on our first guest of the evening. I'm gonna let DJ introduce her because he knows her. She's a beautiful young lady of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I'm not gonna do it. I can't. My voice can't get up that high. But y'all know Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So DJ, do the honors.
I'm so excited to be able to do this. This is one of my close friends, my personal colleagues. I'm so excited about the stuff that she's gonna tell y'all that she has going on, especially as a young African American woman of color that is doing great things. So, without further ado, I'm gonna let y'all introduce, and she can tell y'all more about it. Dr. Jasmine Cersei Pate.
What's going on?
Hello. I am so happy to be here. DJ has over and over tried to get me on the show, and I was like, I gotta be here, right? And I just want to say, DJ, I miss you. I miss your
I
presence.
miss you
working
too.
together. And obviously, we both grew in our roles, and I just want to say I'm happy to be here. I can obviously discuss my identities. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I identify as an African American female, professional female. And I think that's most important for the audience to know and listeners. So,
Awesome. Welcome.
yeah, thank you. I love that video and I love the stats. Thank you for incorporating HIV awareness. And if you're listening, I just want to repeat that statement that DJ said and Doc said as well. If you know your status, get checked or go get checked. If you don't know your status, go get checked, right? That's most important. So I just want to repeat that. Yes. So.
Awesome. All right, so Dr. Cersei, Cersei Pediatrics and Adolescent Behavioral Health, LLC.
Mhm.
What is it? What is it about? Tell us what mark you're making in Black history.
Absolutely. So, as an African American woman, specifically, I am a licensed child pediatric psychologist. So, that's my training. So, if you think of a social worker, if you think of a counselor, I do the same thing. I'm a talking doctor, but for children and adolescents. I have worked across the lifespan. So, I've worked with individuals as young as 3 all the way to 85, but my specific practice is specialized, and I'm really targeting ages 3 to 26, right? Because when you look in the city of Chicago, there are many providers, right? But there's a shortage of individuals, specifically African American individuals who work with children and adolescents. And guess what? In the city, there are only about 10 of us who are African American psychologists, right? And when I say psychologists, not only do we do the talking in the state, we do prescriptions. I don't prescribe prescriptions, but we also do testing, right? So I have a lot of families who come from BIPOC communities, specifically African Americans, who say, hey, I need to find a provider to do testing for my kiddo for ADHD or autism, right? I want to specifically see a provider that my child looks like to really determine and clarify if this is a concern. Aside of that, I do the talking too. So I have families who reach out to me because they want their child to be and see with someone who looks like them. So that's what my practice does. But I also do consultations. And I recently wrote a children's mental health book called Olivia Takes a Mental Health Day. Yes, to really push the narrative of taking a mental health day and helping kids verbalize their emotions and feelings and not waiting to adulthood and getting stuck and trapped into things, right? Through that book is teaching children as young as 4 and 5 to really learn how to identify what they're feeling through their body as well as their thoughts and what to do with those thoughts and feelings and how to reach out for support.
So, Dr. Cersei, I just want to take a second and double back. You use the acronym that we understand in the social work and the clinical psych context of BIPOC. Can you just break that down for our listeners or viewers who may not be as familiar?
Yes, absolutely. So BIPOC communities are obviously Black or African American individuals. Then you have indigenous, right? So think about Native Americans or just individuals who are from other parts of the country. Then you have people of color. So you have, I call it AAPI or Asian Americans. You have Island Pacificers. You have all types of people who may just come from different countries, but they're just identified as people of color. So BIPOC really captures all of those communities. And so when you think about those communities, there was a recent Surgeon General report that was put out about a month and a half ago called Protecting Our Youth Mental Health. And guess what? In that report, African Americans, Latinx, were the ones who had the highest rates, right, of mental health difficulties during the challenges of COVID, but it was really higher before COVID, right? But that number just really spiked in the context of that. So that book really pivots and really focuses on BIPOC communities and really helping to normalize mental health and talking about mental health for children as young as, I would say, 3 or 4, because children are able to identify basic emotions at 24 months of age, more than we know, right, and realize. And so my thing is just getting the word out there so that as we get older, it's easy to repair children than when they grow up as adults, right? Because as adults, it's just onions. We're peeling off onions at that point. But if we can start younger, I think that will be much better thinking about development. So.
And Dr. Cersei, just last couple of set of questions before we like to wrap you up, because we know that you're super, super busy. Talk to me about your holistic approach to mental health and some of the things that you and your husband are doing, incorporating physical health and mental health in conjunction.
Exactly. So if listeners are out there listening, when we think about wellness, wellness has about 8 or 9 dimensions, right? When we think about those dimensions, and you can Google SAMHSA, okay? If you Google that, you will see financial wellness. You will have mental health right on there. You will have health, right? Are you going to get to the medical doctor? What's your diet and exercise? What does that look like? For me and hubby, I'll talk about me holistically. I wake up, I meditate, right? I'm spiritual. I believe in God, so I pray, obviously, right? I journal, right? I start my day around 5 a.m., but that's me, but I go to bed pretty early as well, right? But I balance things. If things are too stressful, I don't, I shy away from it. But most of all, I take a sabbatical. So every month, I take 5 days off from patient care, okay? Patient care as a provider, right? Because that way I can remove myself and take my mental health, right, what I need, right, and just kind of come back to it, right? So from a holistic approach, I do everything, because when we think about mental health, it's just not the mind, it's the body too. Are we taking care of our temple? Are we protecting our temple? Are we doing the things that we need, including going to the doctor, right, working out, considering what's in our diet? Are we exercising, right, so that we can take care of our temple, our mind, body, and health holistically? So I just want to highlight that.
So
Before,
now y'all see why I had to get her on here, right?
right. Before you go,
That's good.
she said something that I'm sorry, I haven't moved past it. So I'm loving the book because I'm an author myself, so I love the book. But did you really say there are about 10 in Chicago?
In Chicago.
Now, if you said there were 10 in St. Louis, I'd be like, okay,
Oh yeah, yeah.
this big. But when I think of Chicago, I would think it would be
Who's
hundreds.
who specialize with children and adolescents, yeah.
And
Who identify as child adolescent psychologists, and us. Right now,
Right.
if you look generally, there are many. But when you think about African American, I know 3, but I've heard of 10 that are identified as child adolescent psychologists in this city. Yep.
So there's
now
room for
you can find, yeah, there's room for others, but here's the thing: there are barriers and lack of resources where we are able to pursue that doctoral degree, right? So my full-time position is in academia. Guys, I review about 316 applicants a year. I just reviewed with the team. Out of those 316 applicants, it may have been 4 African Americans who applied, right? Because when we think about access, right, it's not that we don't have the cognitive abilities, it's just the barriers, right? We don't have mentors. It's hard, right? It's few people out there. And so that docks us, right? So my mission for my full-time job in my position is to mentor as many people of color, including African Americans who come through the program if they're able to. Yep.
So just to recap for our audience: higher ed academic, author, personal practice of child psychology, wellness and fitness expert, woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and upcoming
yes.
You forgot
All in a day's work.
Yes.
she's a wife.
And she is a wife.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
So if our viewers want to
Yes.
contact you and say, "Hey, how can I get involved?" Like I'm only 25, so maybe I can get some therapy from you. How can I get in touch with you?
Okay, so you can either follow my practice on Cersei_pediatrics on Instagram, or you can go to Google and type in Cersei Pediatrics or www.cersei, Searcy, pediatrics.org, and they can find me that way. And guess what? If you're full, we can still consult. I provide consultations that are complimentary, and I can get you to where you're going, right? Depending on the resources that are available. Yeah. But in the city, it's tight. Yeah. Yeah. DJ, remember, it's tight. Yeah.
I
It's
know.
very
I'm
tight.
still dealing with that.
Yes. Yes. It's tight. Yeah. So.
Wow. Well, Dr. Cersei Pate, we thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
We definitely put you down. You will be back on the show again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
I love this. Yeah.
That. Guys,
Okay,
can we
and
give
I
a round of
appreciate it.
applause? Can we give a round of applause
Thank
to
you,
Dr.
Dr. Cersei.
Cersei.
Dr. Jasmine Cersei Pate.
Absolutely.
Oh, I forgot to tell
Absolutely.
y'all, she also is a retired Miss Jackson State University.
2007, 2008, the Jackson State University.
No,
Yes.
come on.
Thank you, DJ. Yes.
HBCU.
Yes.
Yes.
I got you, Dr.
Yes.
Cersei.
Yes. Yes. I love it. Yes. I didn't think you remembered all those things.
Of course I
This is to
do.
say, you never know who you influence, right? And so, one statement that I want to tell the viewers is what you can see, you can be despite your barriers, right? So, think about your goals, move forward. What you can see, you can be. There are people out there. All you have to do is make a move, connect, right? And just ask for support, right? I think that's where we go wrong too, as people of color. Not all of us, right? It's just sometimes we are afraid to ask for that support when our white counterparts are doing this in high school, right? And missing the boat to just do that and reach out if you see yourself doing higher ed or more than higher ed, right? It doesn't have to be higher. It can be an entrepreneur. It can be whatever it is, reaching out to get a mentor, right? So what you can see, you can be. Don't let limited access or your perception stop you from making that step. Okay, so all right.
Thank you, Dr. Cersei
Thank you,
Pate.
Dr. Cersei. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so
In
Yes.
the famous words of
All
my
right.
brother, makes good getting some good trouble.
yes,
Amen.
yes.
So thank you, Dr.
Yeah.
Jasmine Cersei Pate. We will definitely have you back on. Thank you for your time. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely.
Wow. DJ, you did not tell us we was getting all that.
I didn't have to. That's why I wanted her to do it.
Jesus
So you can see why
Christ.
now you see why I was telling y'all we gotta get Dr. Cersei Pate on this show.
I'm gonna
We
refer
do.
her for Black Girls Rock because I mean
Now I have another
Rock.
doctor friend who is a medical doctor that's a black woman and she identifies as a lesbian woman that is also dope. And I'm trying to get her on too.
Well, we gonna have to reach out. Well, next up, y'all get ready. In the famous words of TDJs, get ready.
Get ready, get ready.
Our next guest, y'all, when I moved to St. Louis, this person opened their home to me. She's been like a family member. She's been a sister. She's been everything. Like, she's been supportive. Like, guys, I introduce to some and present to others. None other than the executive chef, Brandy Artist.
Ooh.
Hey now. Hey, everybody. Hey.
Wait, so now I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the banana pudding, the bread pudding?
Now, if somebody else say some damn banana pudding about something I make, that's my other sister, and I'm going to shout her out. That is Shatoya Bland, and she makes the best banana pudding. Bread pudding, baby. I make bread pudding.
Okay. Lord, they talk so much about this bread pudding. I'm like, I
Y'all,
don't even
like,
eat bread pudding.
like you gotta understand.
He don't eat. Robert doesn't either, so.
I don't either, but I will only eat hers.
Looks like you got to make a trip to St. Louis, darling. That's all. That's all.
So I'm sorry, we got a little off topic. Chef, welcome to the show.
Hello, folks. Thank you for having me.
Tell us about your business. Tell us about you.
So I am the new executive chef. Well, not the new, but I am the executive chef of Four Hens Creole Kitchen. We are a brand new kitchen inside of the City Foundry Food Hall. We are the only Black-owned kitchen that is not serving dessert. We do have Miss Patty's cheesecakes in there, and they are absolutely delightful. But as far as Black-owned kitchens, we are the only Black-owned kitchen. We do have an African chef that is in there, Chef Shaz Ali. He is in there as well, and he has an amazing restaurant. But Black-owned, us little ladies are the only ones. We are queer, Black-owned, and woman-owned. So we are giving a little bit of trifecta right there for some folks, knocking some boxes off. So
I hear you. So you say Creole. Tell me because I can tell you what's on the menu. Not that I've eaten there a whole bunch of times, but what's on the menu, Chef? What's on the menu?
I have to say I've missed you because you missed out during the entire snowstorm week. So I know you were itching for a fixing.
And I'm trying to get back because I've been without.
Don't laugh at me. I went today and I was like, wait a minute, they closed?
I was up there today, so we must have missed each other in passing. Because I would have thrown you some food on had I known you came up there, brother.
My heart was shit because I was down the street at work. I was like, oh, I can go get me some. I was about to say what I go get. I was like, go get the Big Easy and give me some bread, some bread pudding.
See, he said banana one more time.
Reel it back.
I'm sorry.
He talked about that Big Easy. So we do have some different items on our menu. We are a Creole kitchen, but I like to do things with a modern twist. I am all about the traditional flavors that you get from Creole food, but I am doing them in a different way. We have something on our menu called succotash soup. So everybody comes in there and they're like, "Oh, you got a gumbo?" No, I don't. My name is Brandy. I do things a little different here. So we have our succotash soup on the menu, which is going to be our lima beans, our corn, tomatoes, and okra. And then if you want it to be a little bit more like gumbo, you can jump over to our swamp thing, and that has shrimp and crawfish in it. So we do still give you a little bit of those traditional, somewhat dishes that you would normally get from Creole food, but I want to do things a little bit different. St. Louis has a huge love for Cajun and Creole food. It is very much a sister city of New Orleans as far as its architecture, things about the city. The fleur-de-lis is incorporated in the city flag. So New Orleans has a huge presence in this city. And so why not bring something that the city loves to them, but with a different twist on it? So that's exactly what we try to do at Four Hens.
That's what you do it for him.
Thank you.
So let's get down to the nitty gritty. You said Black owned, Black women owned. Let's talk about that.
Yes. It was four friends that came up with an idea of they have always wanted, our business partners have always wanted to own a restaurant. And me being a chef and having a catering business in Chicago that was very successful for the past 6 years, I was like, maybe we can think about doing something. So never did we think that talking about that a year and a half ago would actually have us now here living in St. Louis. We were not living in St. Louis. They were across the country in California. We were actually in Chicago, and we relocated to St. Louis and kind of had this vision and made it a reality. And it has been exciting thus far. The restaurant is taking off in a major way. And we are so very excited and so very enamored by the support that we are getting from the Black community, as well as outside communities, and being excited to try something new. Even the support from the queer community has been amazing. So we are blessed all the way around to get support from St. Louis and the people that have been supporting us and trying our food.
Terry, when you come, that's the first place we going.
Well, I already told you I'm coming when it's not cold. Y'all snowing.
It was 60 degrees today, baby. So you could have hopped a flight today.
It was
I'm in
beautiful.
Georgia. You don't get none of that.
But let me tell y'all. So, guys, I'm sorry, Chef Brandy. How can we follow you? Where can we find you? Where can we get some food?
So you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We are on both social media pages at 4Hens. It is the number 4Hens, HENS Creole Kitchen. You can follow us there. We also have a lemonade company that our children have. Our children are entrepreneurs as well, so they have a lemonade company. It is called Little Chicks Lemonade. We sell that inside of the restaurant, so you can find them at Little Chicks Lemonade. So you can find both there. You can also find me on social media at Chef Brandy Artist, I believe, or it may just be at Chef Brandy, as well as on Facebook. We do have a webpage, 4henscreolekitchen.com. We are inside of the City Foundry Food Hall, so come and see us any day but Tuesdays because Mama is not working.
Well, you're working, but you're just doing the other job. You're just not working in the restaurant.
Yes. The restaurant is closed.
We checked off with Dr. Cersei. So you're a chef, executive chef, a restaurateur.
Yes.
You do catering.
Yes, sir.
You're a wife.
Yes, sir.
You're a mother.
Yes, sir.
You a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Thank you.
Wait.
I would flip my hair.
You got to add to the rest of the list. She's a previous nanny. She's an educator because remember she homeschooled kids till they went to school.
Oh, that's right.
Caregiver.
I was a nanny for a long time, a makeup artist for Mac. I don't have none on today. Don't.
And not only is she starting a business, how old are your children?
My children are 1 and 4.
And businesses. With business.
Yes.
That's money making moves right there. You see what I'm saying? You're leaving a legacy. You're not worried about, your kids aren't walking around in $400 Jordans. They're making $400 million a year business deals. My thought is we can put money into other people's pockets, or we can make money and keep it in ours. And that's my thought process with me and my kids. I would rather us have something and be able to give them something to grow upon, because we as Black people have not been fortunate enough to be able to do that for our children and for our previous years before us. They haven't been able to do that for us. And now our age group is finally able to say, you know what, we can set our feet in solid ground. We can go ahead and do these things for our children and make a way for them and create names for ourselves, that to where we are a part of communities and we are a part of establishments that have been in cities for forever and longer than what people know of us being there. We need to start getting the recognition that we deserve for the things that we are doing. And I am so appreciative for you all and putting light on all of us Black businesses today, because we need it and we appreciate the support and the love. So thank you all for having me on today. Well, Chef, we thank you for being you. Thank you for starting your business. Thank you for breaking that glass ceiling for young ladies out there. You know, we hear about Chef Gordon Ramsay and all those people, but thank you. Next Level Chef, they have the African-American chef on there, and she's a beast.
Yes.
Thank you for being that beast locally for our young ladies.
Thank you.
For showing our people that my kids can be 4 and 1 and be business owners. Not
I don't buy my kids Jordans. If they get them, somebody else bought them.
That's where I am. Instead of investing in their shoes, I'm investing in their future. Those are the investments I like. We thank you for joining us, Chef.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I appreciate you all.
All right. Well, God bless you, Chef Brandy, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you for being a part of the show, guys. Terry, you gotta try the Big Easy, girl. The Big Easy.
He's stuck on this Big Easy. I'm telling you, the Po' Boys is where it's at.
It's the Big Easy.
Don't sleep.
Big Easy.
Don't sleep.
It's
The
French
Po' Boys
fries
is where it's at.
with some cheese on top of it, with some remoulade sauce, and I get mine with the fried chicken and the crawfish. It will make you pimp slap Cass 6 feet tall.
I'm telling you, the fried chicken po' boy is what you want. Hear me good.
And do you like green? You like fried green tomatoes? She got fried green
They
tomatoes.
bomb.
They are the. But let me tell you, I don't eat bread pudding. Bread
I don't
pudding is
either.
disgusting. Let me tell you. So we went to her tasting, and I told DJ, because I was taught when you go to a chef's tasting, you taste everything because you never know. I was like, DJ, I don't eat bread pudding. I'm gonna feel so bad because I'm not gonna want to eat it. I put that bread pudding in my mouth. That boy brought that other car to give me two of these. And he was like, I was blushing. If you don't shut up.
Listen, and when I tell you, like bread pudding got that weird, mushy, like
Yes, that's why I don't like it.
it doesn't have that texture at all.
It does not. And when I say it melts in your mouth, that bread pudding is like.
Okay, we got to keep going because we could do this all day, but we got to keep on rolling.
I tell you, when I see you in April, I'm gonna bring you some bread pudding to Savannah. That's how serious this bread pudding is. All right, I'm trying to see if our next guest is ready because I don't see them in the window. And I do see them in the window. So our next guest, y'all see your boy looking fresh and so clean. Cut right nice. You see how I just cut myself on that line. Y'all see I cut myself on that line. Our next guest is my barber, my personal barber who gets me right together. Do you hear me what I say? Do you hear me what I say? Our next guest is none other than China, the barber from Get Stamped LLC. What's up, bro?
Hey everybody, can y'all hear me good?
Yes.
You in the house.
I'm in the house. In my house. How y'all doing? Thank you for having me on the show. I'm trying the bar.
Thank you for cutting my hair. Do you see it, boy? God. So China, tell us about Come Get Stamped LLC. Tell us about it.
All right. Well, my name is China the barber of Come Get Stamped LLC. I actually just got the name Come Get Stamped LLC finally solidified as of February 2021. So thank you guys for that. Long story short, I've been licensed since 2015. The second that I got out of barber school, I immediately went to take my test to get my license, and I basically been cutting her ever since. I got in my first student barber battle in 2015 while I was still in school, and I basically been trying to participate in competitions all over. I can't say all over the world just yet, but I'm gonna get to the world. But Come Get Stamped, like I said, is basically my brand, my logo, my stamp, and just trying to stamp the world one haircut at a time.
So let's talk about some of those competitions because you done did some big things, right? You've been in some major competitions. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, so like I said, I started my first one in school, 2015. I got third place in that battle, my first ever battle. From there, I went to Bronner Brothers. Bronner Brothers is an international barber competition, and it highlights barbers again all over the world. So that's what I'm trying to get to. Basically trying to bring a championship trophy from that. I've competed in 2016 in Indiana. I've placed third in that as well, and I competed in a show me battle that was here again at third place. And if you keep hearing me, I keep saying third. I keep getting that third place trophy. But what I've realized is that sometimes not what you know is who you know. And so what I've also learned that in the male dominated industry, me being a black LGBT barber, let's take that back. My pronouns are she, he, his, and hers, only because my clients, whatever they feel comfortable with, I'm comfortable with me and who I am. As long as there's no disrespect and saying, hey girl, yo, cut my hair. Other than that, it's pretty much fair game. I'm he, she, I'm whoever you want me to be, as long as you can come and get stamped by me.
Love it. I'm he, she, whatever you want me to be, as long as you come get stamped by me. Come on,
yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna break it down really fast. I know you guys have a lot, to talk about, a lot of things and people. So the reason why I became a barber is because back in 2005 or six, I want to say, I was hospitalized, and the doctors basically said that I was at a state to where I wouldn't be able to be where I am today. So when I got out of the hospital and came to who I am a year later, I pretty much told myself that I'm not my diagnosis. So the first thing that I started to do was brand myself and started to do basketball classics. And from there, I joined this elite organization of Alpha Psi Kappa Fraternity Incorporated in 2013. And that's where I kind of got my will to try to fight back at that point. So from there, it was um, let me try to compete. Let me try to show who I am. And so I started giving back um, by doing that. I started doing my first classics, and then when I joined the organization, I went to barber school, and from there it was pretty much like you can do anything. So I went to barber school, got my license, I became a security guard. I pretty much started to do any and everything that everybody said that I could not do, which goes back to me cutting hair because I actually love the way that it makes people feel. I do a lot of giving back, free haircuts at a place called the Covenant House here in St. Louis. I do a lot of conversations where was it job fairs with elementary schools, middle schools, and like I said, my whole point is just to give back when I can, wherever I can, one haircut at a time.
Facts. Facts. Facts.
Robert, you looking in the mirror?
No, I'm modeling. But, y'all, let me tell you. So one thing I appreciate about you is that I do see all the time you're at the Covenant House cutting hair. So it's not just that she's a business making money. You're giving back to the community. You're helping those who a lot of times people are looked down upon. You're helping those who are less fortunate. And I love how you took your story and overcame. You know, what people told you couldn't do, you said, let me show you what I can do. That tells us as a people, when they tell us we can't, yes, we can. When they tell us you can't do this, you can't do that, yes, you can if you have the will and the unction to get it done.
And the determination. And people like you, all of you who actually wants to highlight and let everybody know that you're not alone. That's one of the great things that I'm looking and as I'm listening to your show is that not only are you educating, but you're letting people know that no matter what, they can still overcome anything. I almost cried watching that first segment too. So, I understand the movement and how important it is to know that not only that we are loved, but we're black, we're beautiful, we're dope. And so Her Design 2000, that name came from my mom. My mom had a shop pretty much since I know of, she used to put me in her shows and stuff like that. But she actually retired back in the day, and then once I got out of school, I kind of wanted to, bring back the family name. So Come Get Stamped is my brand and my logo, but the shop is a family owned business that we run, which is called Her Design 2000. My mother has been highlighted as well in the Golden Sisters Award. She's also in the History Museum. So there are bigger things as well that goes bigger than me. And all I'm trying to do is kind of scratch the surface on where she has came to and kind of a step beyond if I'm able to do that. But like I said, my whole purpose is to make people feel good. And I know that a haircut can take a person from depression, make them feel better, a person who having a bad day, who having a bad night, who having a bad week. A haircut can take them a long way. So um, that's pretty much what I really want to do is just, let people know that no matter what, if a person reach out to me and I'm able to, it's not about the money sometimes, it's about making the person feel how they need to feel. And you would get that reward, sometime down the line later.
Now, since we did this for all the other guests, let's do your rundown. Entrepreneur, business exec, competition, competitor, award-winning competitor. We gonna still count a win as a win.
A win is a win.
Married, because you got a whole family at home that you got to deal with too. Family operated, family business brand. You got fraternal obligations, and still got time to do security and all the stuff off the side. What I miss?
Volunteer.
No, I said community first.
Also one of the things too, sorry, is I'm actually going to be working on a podcast myself. Yeah, it'll be called Stamp Life. It will be I believe it will be February 28th will be my first actual ever episode. And I would love if you guys want to be on my episode.
Send us an email and we'll be on there.
I got you. And then like I said, I was doing my basketball classics before I got into the organization, before I became a barber. And once I became those things, the classic I kind of put on the back burner. So I'm actually working with one of my clients. I don't know a lot of people know him, but he's an artist here in St. Louis. His name is Zeus Rebel Waters. He goes by Zeus Rebel Waters. He used to go by Rucker Puff back in the day, and we've actually collaborated to put our basketball events together. So April 3rd, we'll be having our 15th annual Rucker Puff Slam Jam basketball event, hosted by me, of course, China the Barber of Come Get Stem.
Dope.
That is what's
Dope.
popping. So, guys, you see, we got people doing big things, like little people doing big things.
And I just want to highlight that all these people been in the Midwest.
Yeah. And the people that's on this call, you young gentlemen look pretty fresh because you guys also been sent by me. I do a lot of traveling. I will come to wherever I need to come to. And like I said, I salute you guys for just having me on the show to even call me a business mogul in general. So salute to you guys. I love your shirt, Doc. I think you changed clothes. It's like your wardrobe change. But I love it. I love it. Like I thank you guys so much because what you guys are doing, hypothetically speaking, if I was at a low point in my day, highlighted by you guys makes me feel that I'm doing the right thing. And no matter what, when you keep working and work so much, sometimes you might feel like it's not getting you anywhere. But for things just like this, it's letting me know that I am on the right page, the right track, the right step, So I thank you guys again.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, China, for being on the show. We greatly appreciate you.
There it is.
Before you go, how can we find you? How can we follow you?
So it's gonna seem really crazy, but you can just Google me, baby. China the Barber.
Come on.
You can Google me, but my website is comegetstamped.com. So it's www.comegetstamped.com. On all of my social media, my Facebook, Instagram, and all of that, you can still type up China the Barber. However, when I was doing a lot of promotion, because I host as well, I do a lot of different things. But when I first came out, my name was China King C. Holbrook, and I just never changed the name because when you change it on Instagram and stuff, it's kind of hard to find somebody. So all social media platforms is China King C. Holbrook. But like I said, you can Google Come Get Stamped or China the Barber, and you will be able to find me everywhere.
Google That's me. What I'm talking about.
That was the highlight of tonight's show. Google me. How can I find you? Google me.
Love it.
And it's China, Chyna. A lot of people CHI. There is no I. I don't know where they get Cynthia from or all the other names that come from that, but it's China, Chyna, capital DA, capital BARBER.
All right, well, China, thank you for being on the show. We greatly appreciate you. I will see you next week. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
And before you guys let me go, Doc, your haircut's on me. Thank you.
Thank you.
DJ, when I see you too, haircuts on me.
Oh, you
God
know
is good all the time.
All the time. Don't start.
That is good.
Yes, God.
It is.
All right, thanks, bro.
Thank y'all for having me.
Our pleasure. DJ, we got guts.
I know, right? Yo, like I'm stoked about that. Like, yo, let me make this trip real quick. Let me book this train ticket and make this 5.5.
Right, I'm gonna get me some bread, pudding, and a haircut. Oh,
y'all play too much.
All right, guys. Our next guest is not ready yet, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut away for a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna keep this train rolling. We're highlighting upcoming superstars, y'all. We're making new Black History tonight on No Clue the Show. We'll be right back.
No, we don't have anyone for the scary horror, that kind of that area of things. Yeah, it's not that we don't enjoy those things, but we didn't have a resident geek for that area, so it's nice to have someone.
No, I'm a self-proclaimed scaredy cat, so therefore you just to let y'all know if y'all want to watch the shows, I gotta schedule it in the daytime. So watching things at night is not the move for me.
All right, guys, welcome back.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Mahogany tonight? You got to rock the mahogany.
I'm sorry. When you go to the Grammys and you're the host, do they not change clothes? We hosting the Grammys tonight. We're giving away awards for the best clinician in the country. We're giving away awards for the best chef in the country. We're giving away awards for the best barber in the country. I just want to get dressed for the best of the best of the best.
Kay!
Kay! Shout out to Kay, the best daughter in the country. Oh God. Y'all, I have laughed myself out. Billy! Where you been,
Where's your
man?
swag bag?
We got you. We been waiting on you.
You get your swag bag when we catch up, because you done missed a whole lot. We got to catch you up.
We had a lot of kinky shows and stuff you should have been a part of. All right, so I don't see our next guest in the background yet, so we're going to move on to the guest after that. So our next guest is somebody who we know personally, who we know deeply. Our next guest is none other than our very own No Clue host, Miss Arteria Ferguson.
Hey!
What's up, John? So tell us, Terry, what is Sacred Candles?
All right, so Sacred Candles is a business that I am launching on my birthday, February the 17th. It is a soy candle based business that I'm launching. I make all the candles by hand, so it's not store bought. So yeah.
So candles.
No, you can't just stop with like no.
Why soy?
Yeah, so they're soy-based candles. I found that I was spending a lot of money in Bath and Body Works, and a lot of their candles are not soy-based. It has a lot of fumes that burn off, a lot of toxic stuff, and a lot, and when I looked at a lot of money, bad fumes, don't mix. Mm-hmm. Don't mix. So I said, and I love candles. I love them. Like, I have so many around here. And so I was like, let me look into launching my own line and see where it takes me. And so I came up with Sacred Candles. As you can see, the spelling of it, it's with K's. So it's S-A capital K-R-E-D, and then candles is with the K. I did not want it to be spelled the same as typical anybody else to spell candles or sacred, because I didn't want it, especially the word sacred. You think of sacred, you think of more so of a religious type thing, and that's not what that is. I want couples to think about it more so of a sexual type thing a little bit.
Oh
yeah. So I have 10 different scents that I've named on my own. And I have 3 different sizes that I'll be doing, as well as different bundle packages and things like that.
So give me some scent. What are you able to disclose the name of said scent yet?
Yeah. So I am launching next week. My birthday is next Thursday, February 17th. So my website will be live next week. Billy, I see you asking for the website. So some of the scents will be hopeless romantic. So that scent reminds me more of like vanilla, warmth, that type of thing. I have Peach Palace, which is peachy, of course. I'm a Georgia peach, so of course I have to have something peachy. I have Mango Tango, which is a coconut and mango scent. I have Dirty Wine.
Yes.
Really?
I'm the wine kid, so that's what I'm my alley.
I have Dirty Wine. I have Blissful Paradise, and some other scents. I'm not going to give them all out, but I have some other ones. So
I think a Ravishing Resolute candle sounds nice too.
Oh my God. We'll think.
But that's what's up. So it launches next week on your birthday. So let me know when to swipe my card, because I need to order candles. Do you ship, or is it going to be local?
I'm going to do. I will be shipping. So you can order off the website. The shipping cost is included in the order, so I'll calculate all of it for you. I do ship. I'm not going to start international just yet. Let me just get the hang of this side first, and then we'll work on that. I will do special candles. So if there's a certain scent that you want, just let me know. Send me a message. My website is sacredcandles.com. I am on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. So I'm on social media. So yeah.
So let's talk about this part to bring it all in, right? How many people that look like you are doing this?
Okay, so here's my thing. There's a lot of people out making candles. The question should have been how many people are making healthy soy candles?
That's it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because there's not very many.
And some of the benefits of soy is that when you burn soy, it doesn't get too hot. You can actually pour it on your skin and use it as a moisturizer.
As an oil. Yep.
And if you have a partner, you can use it as massage oil.
And also another plus to my candles is I will not be using your generic wicks. I have the actual soy wood wicks.
I love that.
They burn longer and less fumes again.
I can't wait for next week.
Yes.
So now I gotta really turn up for your birthday. All right. Well, thank you, Arteria of Sacred Candles.
Nope.
oh no, we gotta do the checklist, don't we?
Gotta do her checklist.
Oh goodness.
Business owner.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do the same. Business owner,
Mhm.
minister,
Mhm.
mother,
Mhm.
work employee. Well, man, wife, best friend, baby mama. You a lot of things, Theory. Oh, I call her my baby mama. I'm her godson. She my godson.
The business owner part, he just completely threw that out the window. That's the whole point of the show. But okay, go.
Oh, and hold up.
I'm in a sorority as well.
What sorority are you in?
Really? I am in Alpha Pi Delta Sorority Incorporated. Of
Come
course.
on. I just gotta shout them out. I love them. Every time I'm with them, they give me nothing but love. And I mean, I love me some ADP. They are so cute too. All right. Well, thank you, Miss Arteria. I can't wait next week. Oh, and also let's put this in. Her daughter is also an entrepreneur. I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna plug her daughter as well.
She is. She's been in business almost 2 years now. She's the owner of Royal Cosmetics lip gloss line.
And her lip gloss is not just for girls, because I bought it and it don't make your lips shiny. You don't be popping. Your lips be moisturized and feeling good, and they taste good too. But don't eat them. But thank you, Miss Arteria.
Thank you.
Yes.
Y'all, our next guest, y'all know our next guest. She's a stranger to nobody. No. If you ever watch the show, she's giving the documentary comments on the side. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
The paragraphs.
My friend, my fellow intellect. Don't do that.
DJ's fellow intellect. They best friends. She's now part of the System and Processes department of No Clue the Show. Helping you welcome to the show, Miss Brittany Hayes. What's going on, Britt? I take you came from outside, see you wearing your mask.
Yeah,
I appreciate us keeping getting to zero. I'm with it.
Just got in.
So, Brittany, tell us about your business. Tell us about what you do, who you is, where you at.
So I have a photography business called Quixotic Gold Photography. I chose the name because gold doesn't lose its value. And no matter what you put in it, gold never loses its value. Quixotic is a catcher. You know, it catches somebody's attention because either one, they can't say it, or it's like something with a Q. You know, it catches somebody. So, and it's my photography. I started it because I have a thing for capturing moments. And it's more intellectual based why I started, because when you get older, you tend to tie memory to certain pictures, music, things of that sort. So if you look back at a picture, you like, I remember what happened in that moment or what was going around that time. And it also helps with Alzheimer's and dementia. We know about music play and, photography as far as that. So, and I love capturing people's moments, because they can't get it back. So at least for that, they have it. So, and it's up underneath my Born Contrarian LLC. So.
Awesome.
You
awesome.
you just glimpsed right on past that. You're not gonna elaborate on that latter part of your comment?
The Born Contrarian LLC is my baby. So it's anything I kind of want it to be, clothing, photography, for research. Born Contrarian. Contrarian means to be different, go against pretty much going against the grain. You creating your own lane. Nobody can tell you how to go about your day, your life, who you are. You're defying the odds of what people stand in line to march to. So that's what it. So that's what it's for. I also have my wife's brand underneath as well. So it's it's just for anybody that kind of wants to do something different. It's just not. It has no limitation to it. So
amazingly awesome. Can I say that? Amazingly? It's new.
Can I throw out there? So Brittany did my baby's half birthday party pictures. She did my ministerial pictures as well as my headshots.
Yes.
Nice. Wait, she did my pictures as well. I just remembered we was at work and I said I want to. I mean, we was at work. What they gonna do to us? We was at work on their clock taking pictures. Wow, that's amazing. So what made you do? So what? I heard you say with your photography, you got to capture that moment. How do you find that moment? Is it just like a twinkling in the eye or something?
Sort of, kind of like that. It's kind of like when you capture a picture off guard and it'd be like, oh, and you can't recreate that. That's what I like. That's my favorite photo. It's that off guard, you looking down laughing or laughing at yourself for trying to pose. It's those moments that I love the best because you have no barriers. If we're walking through life, it's Black History Month. If we have barriers, in those specific moments, there are no barriers. There's no stereotype. There's no hatred for yourself or anybody else. It's a complete free. It's to capture your free moment. You know what I mean? That's his picture. Oh, he gave that day. That boy.
I was just thinking, you're right. Because when you did my photo shoot, you was like, think of something funny. And I was like, I can't think of that funny. And you said something, I burst out laughing. And you snapped that picture. And I was like, wow. Because it was just like, why would she say that? And it was just, I agree. It's in that moment when you're not pose or trying to look for a stance or you're not focused on what it's going to look like, that you just get that genuine natural beauty.
Yeah. And I plan to take it a step further to go into research, and the thing that me and DJ love the most is to capture the Black voice illustratedly, you know what I'm saying? By depicting our struggles. Like, have you ever seen a book just for Black diseases or just for Black people, alone? Can you show me right now, like when they say, oh, this is lupus, this is HIV, this is measles, this is skin cancer on Black people. The first thing you get on Google or anything is a white person's body to show what it looks like. But if we can show what Black skin looks like with diseases, we'll be able to look at it and be like, okay, I think this is this, you guys. Not just let's go put some eczema cream on it. Like, it's this. Like like for instance, my sister has skin cancer. She has stage 2 skin cancer. I think stage 3. She's had it for years and they never knew what it was until she went to a doctor and they said, this looks like something, and they tested it and it was skin cancer. But had it for years. So if we can't see a depiction of what hurt us, how can we stop it? We only know by research what people say through stories, but if we can see it, it's also a visual thing. A lot of people are not keen to just sitting there listening to stuff. They need to see it. So I want to do that as well.
And she's great at editing too. Here's another one.
You better have the proof.
You better have the proof in the pudding.
So,
y'all, she's amazing. How can we reach you? How can we find you? How can get you booked?
You can reach me on Instagram, quixotic_gold. You can reach me on Facebook. The website is under construction due to the multiple things I have underneath. And I just want to cater to all of that and what I'm trying to do. But that's coming soon. But you can reach me in those two places, or you can just contact me. I'm available.
All right. Well, we thank you, Miss Brittany from Quixotics.
Oh, see.
See? But what did she tell you? People can't pronounce it, but what they gonna do?
They
gonna remember Hugo. Say them again for me.
Quixotic.
Quixotic. I'm not gonna forget no more. Quixotic Gold.
It's almost Q before exotic.
Now I'm gonna really remember it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Miss Brittany. Hold up. Check off. Brittany, check yourself off.
Mm-hmm.
She in school to get that master's degree.
2 months. 2 months.
She's a wife, photographer, clothing designer, cosmetologist. She's a singer. She's a worker. She's a minister. She does a lot of things.
Now wait a minute. Wait a minute.
She can cook.
And
wait a minute. She's about to be a new mommy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Miss Brittany, for joining the show. We love and appreciate you. We'll talk to you later on the flip side. Oh, and if y'all didn't know, that's Chevea's baby.
Yeah. That's my
All right, guys. Thanks, Brittany.
Thanks.
All right. Arteria, do we want to introduce this next person?
Do we want to?
I don't know. Do we want to?
Let me think about it. I don't know. Yeah, let's go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the next person y'all get to hear a lot of every week faithfully, and y'all still tune in. But he is no stranger to the platform. You know, he's the visionary behind why we all are here, why we doing what we're doing. So without further ado, we're going to turn the tables over. We're going to reintroduce Doc to y'all in a new light.
Let's go in a new
Dr.
light.
Crawford.
Like, hey, guys. Y'all know me. I'm Doc. So what many don't know is I'm a published author. My second book is getting ready to come out. It's called Disappointed. We all have times in life when we go through struggles and hardships and we're disappointed. But the book stands for Didn't I Say Appointed? God called you appointed for that time and that situation, because what you made it through, somebody else could die in. I'm a motivational speaker because I believe in giving people the energy and the courage to get through what they've been through. Right? I'm not gonna belittle what you went through, but I want to help you get through it, because if God brought you to it, He can bring you through it. But we always say He'll bring me through it, but I would like to add the caveat, He'll bring me out of it, because I want us to come out of our storms so that we can be victorious people and walk around with our heads held high instead of sagging our shoulders, head down, saying we're victorious. Does that make sense?
As long as it makes sense to you, people will get it. And as long as you're confident in it, it's going to rock. So let's talk about this. This is the second book. Let's talk about the first book a little bit. Let's talk about the second thing. Go ahead. You own it tonight. So just so y'all, so that's the future reference. If you want your things plugged, send them to Arteria Ferguson, because she got your
right.
I support us. I promise you I do.
Okay.
That's what we do.
So give us the foundation of like the concept behind the book. Where did it come from? Why 2 parts as opposed to just one?
So this book is actually going to be a part of a 5-part series. And I started writing the book because of my grandmother. My grandmother was the most influential person in my life. She's someone who I saw go through so many trials and tribulations in life, but always had a smile and always cared for everybody. Anytime you brought her lunch to her job, you had to bring her 40-piece wings because Miss Such and Such looks hungry. Mr. Such and Such wants something to eat. My grandmother always fed the entire community, right? Every day when she cooked, the entire community come over and eat. And I said, I want to pay homage to our people because we've come through so much. So my book's premise is, if you've never had to eat ramen noodles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, if you never had to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwich because that's all you had, if you never lived paycheck to paycheck or your lights was off so you had to have a candlelit dinner, if you've never struggled, my book is not for you. My book is for those people who have endured something in life. And it's not a daily inspirational. I want you to open it up to any page and let that page inspire you for that day. My grandmother is the foundation for it because I saw a Black woman go through so many trials and tribulations. Yes, as a Black man, we're faced with so much, right? Because one, we're Black, and then we're a man. All right, so that's two negatives. And then when I told my grandmother of my sexuality, she was like, baby, you have 3 strikes against you. You're already out. So your life is going to be hard. So I want people to know that even though we've gone through a hardship, we can overcome it and not be victims of our circumstance. Good.
And so I hear that there's a special story, a dedication surrounding the books and the concepts. You want to give us a little insight on those things?
Yes. So my first book we talked about, and so here's what I'm really loving is because her name is coming up all over the place now, right? Because I didn't see it before. And she was a young lady. She was born in Mississippi. She was given as a wedding gift to a family in Georgia, and where she served as a slave. And when she left, she grew up as a slave. She was raped by her owner, gave birth to children that she never got to see because they took them away. And then she moved to California, started a church. When she passed, she was worth over $100,000. In today's time, she would have been a billionaire. So technically speaking, she was the first African-American billionaire, and she was a slave. This is someone who couldn't read, couldn't write. She was a slave, but she was a billionaire, but we don't want to talk about that. So every book is dedicated to a person in our community who has overcome triumph and adversity and succeeded. So the first book was dedicated to a slave who became a billionaire. And my second book is dedicated to a guest who was previously on this show, Chef Brandy Artist, because she overcame so much adversity to open up her business. And I want to applaud that because I want our children to see there are people who look like you and me who are not football celebrities, who are not superstar singers, who are still doing the damn thing. I failed. I said I was going to curse this show. I messed up. My bad. But they're out here doing it, and they're not doing it and struggling. They're doing it, and they're doing it well. That they have people who look like Arteria, who is a mother, who is a daughter, who is somebody who I can go talk to on the street and have hot wings with. And she's a business owner. I want them to see that your dreams are tangible because you dreamed it. Something Dr. Cersei said that it struck a chord with me, and I actually wrote it down, was what you see, you can be. I want them to know that if you can dream it, it can become a reality. When I was a kid, I used to tell everybody, I want to go to space and just have dinner in space. And they said, that's foolishness. That'll never happen because space is only for astronauts and scientists. Look at them now. They're taking day trips to space. So what I was dreaming and somebody down my dream, somebody's now making billions off of. So I want to get to the point where I want young people to read this and be inspired. I want them to say, you know what? I may have come from a family that was on crack or cocaine, but I don't have to do it. I want them to look at it this way. In psychology, they tell this story that a single father had 2 sons. They were twins, and the father was an alcoholic. And every day he came home and got drunk and he beat the children, right? When the kids grew up, the first son became an alcoholic and beat his wife. The second son never touched alcohol. Never touched alcohol. And when they asked the son who was an alcoholic, why are you alcoholic? He said, because I watched my dad. When they asked the son who never touched alcohol, why don't you drink? He said, because I watched my dad. They both came from the same circumstance, but they chose different directions. I want our people to choose the direction of, I'm not going to make the mistakes that my forefathers made. I'm not going to rest on where they rested at. Where they failed, I want to succeed. Where they struggled, I want to succeed. Where they shed blood, I want to succeed. Where they said they couldn't do it, I want to do it so I can succeed, so that I can show others we don't have to stay where we are.
And that's a great segue into the next question. So talk to us a little bit about your motivational speaking, your platforms, any upcoming engagements we need to be aware of.
So ironically, yes. The reason why it's so funny because I talked to my boss at my job. My boss asked me, would I do a motivational segment for my team? So I'm actually going to do motivational speaking. What I like to do is motivate people, get people energized and excited about life. All right. I don't want us to be get it. I gotta secure the bag. Okay, you can secure an empty bag. Congratulations, you secured the bag though, right? Yes, we got to be intentional with our words. We got to watch what we say because words have what? Power. And so I want to inspire people to pour power into them. I want you to speak life. And when you speak it with energy and enthusiasm that you can be great. Don't limit yourself. So my motivational speaking is just to get you up out your seats, get you excited about life. If you say, well, you don't understand, I was molested as a child. I understand you was molested. And the person who did it was a horrible person, but you're still here. You're still here and you have a story to tell that'll save somebody else. You're still here and you're succeeding. Where they thought it was going to count you out, it counted you in because look how strong you are now. I want you to find that strength in every weakness and see how great you really are. I want you to see your inner potential. I want you to see your light that will outshine any darkness. Because even if you're in a dark room and you light a match, guess what? That one match lights up that room. Darkness cannot be near that match. I want you to find that little bit of light in you that once that match is lit, it becomes a roaring fire. And once it becomes a roaring fire, can't nobody touch it.
All right. So as we wind down, before we do your countdown, how can they find you? How can they get the books? What's going on?
My first book is on Amazon, or you can go to lulu.com and get the book. It's on Amazon as a digital book. If you want to get on Amazon, you can find me on all social media platforms, DRRLC, DRRL Crawford II. And that's where you can find me on all social media platforms. Unfortunately, unlike China, don't Google me. I have a very popular name. I'm not going to show up. But you can reach me, shoot me anytime on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all the same name.
All right. So Terry, take it away for the countdown.
All right. So let's do your countdown. So, doctor, pastor, 2 fraternities. There's 2 fraternities. What else? Very, very big in the community. Very, very big in the community. What else we got, DJ? My baby's goddaddy.
My dude.
So we got the motivational speaking.
Motivational speaking.
We got Arthur.
Boss at his job.
Oh, you guys, if you catch me, I was in the gospel stage play, Daddy's Home, but my Daddy's Home, but my father ain't, with Tony Terry and Dave.
Go ahead, Billy.
Billy.
Oh.
Thanks, Bill. So, but that's just me. I'm a humble person. I love what God has blessed me with. So to God be the glory.
All right, well, y'all heard it.
Thanks, y'all. All right, guys, we're going to get ready and close this show out. But before we go, we got to bring on the one person who keeps no clue, doing what no clue do.
Man.
The one person who keep us in line, keep us in check. And y'all love when she comes on the air and gets me in line. She does our media marketing. She does our flyers. She does our commercials. She keeps us in check with timing. She makes sure we don't get too out of line. We start talking nasty because y'all know we got some nasty mouths.
Y'all got nasty mouths. I ain't got no nasty mouth.
I was going to say, I'm not nasty. I'm freaky.
Trouble than I have, because on your show, she came on your show like 4 or 5 times when you was talking nasty.
That don't make me nasty.
Anyway, we welcome to the show our very own Ricky Ware of Ricky Z Social Media Production. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, y'all.
Y'all get more than 2 seconds of her this time.
Okay.
Right. She just come on and get us together.
Just barely a couple more minutes of me. That's all. Because I like to stay in the background.
So tell us, what is Ricky Z Social Media?
Ricky Z Social Media started off as me wanting to get into social media management, which I still technically do. I started this about a year and a half ago. Oh yeah, it's been about a year and a half now, and through some partnerships and opportunities, I've niched down to podcast management. So my passion is helping with, creating the content, helping folks that want to start organize themselves and get it together and get them out on the air. in a way that's like it's more of a personal. Where I'm not a big like corporation, because there are actually like big companies that will help you with your podcast and manage it and do all this stuff and maybe make some posts here and there and charge you a good chunk of money for it. And I like being able to work very closely with my clients. It's been really great to have No Clue as my first like big client, and being able to get to know you guys over this last it's almost been a year.
Almost been a year.
Almost a year.
And just collaborate with you guys and learn new things with y'all, and occasionally be on the air and talk about some of the topics that we've been able to get into. But it's been a joy. So I could be any more thankful to have you guys as my clients. So yes, thank you.
We could be more thankful to have you as our production.
Listen.
I love that. I love this stuff. Like, I am my 9 to 5, for those that don't know, is I'm a teacher. So it's hard. I try, because I gotta balance this here and another podcast that I'm on. If you guys have seen me on anything else, it's for Wonelli Media's Geeking Out podcast that airs on Mondays at 8:00. We talk about all the geek things. I gotta get DJ on there sometime.
You do. I'm ready.
We gotta do it soon. We gotta do it soon. And then I'm a mom of 2 kids and living that single mom life and having a good time.
Amazing. So if, let's say I have a podcast idea, what would you say? How do I get that started? Like, what do I do? Do I contact you? And what would you do to help me get it started?
Okay, so this is exactly how we met. So we met through a previous co-host on No Clue, Mo. And sent your information my way. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, like, what is your story? What are you trying to tell? What is your idea? What are you trying to do? And we take it from there. So then I'm going to ask you, okay, what's the format of your show? Is it going to have one person? Are you going to interview? Is it going to be a panelist to people? Is the panelist going to be changing every week? Try to flesh out that. How long do you want the show? What's the mood? What's the flow of the show going to be like? Do you want to do just audio? Do you want to do video and be on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook Live and all that stuff? That actually, we're on Twitter right now too, to be honest with you. Look, see, like I have this show on just about every platform I can think of right now. I'm working on others too. And understand that it takes time to get it squared away, because I think we talked about this maybe, I think last time we were talking about how we have like this microwave mentality of trying to get stuff done, and we understand like it's a process and we have to really think things through, and not every podcast lasts long if you're not doing it for the right reasons. So are you doing this because you have a story to share, or are you thinking this is like a quick get rich scheme that the money ain't rolling in like that? We're trying, but I think what's really important is that particularly with this group, this show, is there's so much education. Like, we have a group of highly educated community driven people, like servant leaders in this panelists that could really make a difference in the community. And so that's makes this whole thing worthwhile for me. So
wow.
Oh.
Did y'all see that? She was talking and still putting stuff up on the screen at the same time.
Right. She's
that's not
multitasking. All right, so if someone wants to get in touch and say, hey, I want to start a podcast, how can we find Ricky Z's social media?
All right, you can find me on all the platforms right now. I am on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Clubhouse, Hover. Look, just if you really have one,
Oh.
yeah, I know. See, exactly. There's so many things. But honestly, email me at RZWARE at Ricky Z social media. And so Ricky is spelled with the RICKEY. You know, it's short story, very, very short, but Ricky Z is just a shout out to my mom and dad. So my name is Rikia. I'm named after my dad, Ricky, and my mother, Jagwin. So it's like spelled like Zsa Zsa Gabor, ZSA. And so my middle name is Jaclaire. So I put Ricky Z, and that's, I know.
Wait, we're not going.
Yeah.
What's
I
the
know.
middle name?
Jaclaire.
That is gorgeous.
CSACLAR. Yep.
I like that.
Thank you.
That's
Oh,
really
wow.
hot.
That's
Yeah, I'm
hot.
named after my so first name's my dad, and then middle name is my mom and my maternal grandmother.
Awesome. Well, let's run her record. Y'all ready?
Go.
Teacher, production manager, mommy. She's doing something else. She's a host on another show. I'm trying to do the weird count. What am I forgetting?
Really?
Our production manager.
The production manager of the greatest show known to man.
Business owner.
Take pictures. She take pictures. She do video. This list goes on.
She get free drinks at the restaurant.
Look, I wish. I need that.
She's a single. Billy says she's a single mom. That
am.
needs to be acknowledged. I highly commend single parents, be a single mom, single dad, because single anything is difficult. So I applaud you. Her kids are so adorably cute and so respectful.
They're right.
She is truly a mom, a son mom. What's it called when you?
Oh, a mama's boy.
A boy mom. Boy mom.
That's my baby. He's a mama's boy.
She
Much like his
adult sitter.
Right, much like how his father is, he's a mama's boy too. And and shout out to my children's father, because regardless of what we got going on, we're all still supportive and of each other and of what we have going on. So he's got his doctorate and getting some more degrees, and I'm running my business, and and we still got the kids first priority. So
beautiful. Well, Ricky Z, we thank you from No Clue for everything you do for us. We thank you for just being you and for being a great person. So shout out to Ricky Z Media. Y'all hear us shout her out every week. And you're going to keep hearing us shout her out every time we do a show. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Bye, y'all.
All right, guys, time for final thoughts. So because we had a different style show, the final thought I want us to leave is this. Black history of tomorrow. How are we creating history for our children?
That's a question.
Yes. How are you creating history for your children?
If I can answer that, it would be because even me as an adult, I have this mindset of everybody else is doing it, so I don't need to do it. So the history that I'm creating for them, just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean that you don't do it. You do it, and you do it with pride, and that doesn't mean that just because, who's to say that they're getting all the business? They may be waiting. The people may be waiting on you.
All right. Dr. DJ?
I mean, I don't know. I think that part is difficult difficult for me to answer, I'll say, because I think the way that I do that is by simply being authentically me and showing people that it's okay to be weird and quirky and nerdy and all of those things and still be yourself and still create this path or this lane to be able to effectuate change. But in my weirdness, my quirkiness, and my out of the boxness, I'm breaking barriers, right? I'm one of the only black males in my program, in the PhD program. I'm doing exceptionally well with a 4.0. And ultimately, you know, much like Dr. Cersei, I'm going to be creating a lane in a space that's totally driven and focused on the needs of cultivating our wellness, our health, our holistic abilities to be able to trans that narrative that we have had for so long of saying mental health isn't real or ignoring the effects of mental health or ignoring how they impact us and how they impede our change. It's just doing what we have to do to be authentically ourselves. And that's the lane that I'm staying in. Like, I'm going to be authentically me, and I'm creating a space for other people to be authentically themselves.
I'm gonna read a comment that Billy said. He says, "I mean, everyone here is being a great example of how to make something more, something better, something I have no clue what else." So for me,
Welcome back, Billy.
The way I'm making our history is this show, just giving a safe space where we can showcase truths, where we can tell people that what you've been through, you can come out of, and where we can show them people who look like them that's doing a damn thing. Arteria, I feel you're making Black history by being a phenomenal woman that you are. You're being a phenomenal mom. You're raising phenomenal kids. You're hardworking, and you put your heart in everything that you do. You break barriers. DJ, you're making Black history by simply being transparent. You're showing us that Black men can be authentically true to who they are and walk in their truths with no apology, with their head held high. And you're breaking a ceiling that I broke, and I feel honored to know that there's another Black man getting his doctorate degree. And somewhere in my heart, I feel like because I got a doctorate degree, I'm showing other Black men that we can do the same thing. So that's how I feel that we are Black history. Guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of No Clue the Show. Tonight was deep. Tonight was light. But we showed you that when you don't have a clue is when you find that you can be great and you can do something bigger and better than yourself. Until next time, know that we love you. Huh?
No. We about to do what?
What we about to do?
Take a break.
It's a season finale.
We're about to take a break.
Oh,
finale.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm sorry, you're gonna fireworks. Boom.
That's why I'm like, wait, no.
We're going on our 2-week break. Oh, this is our last our show for the season. Wow, it has been 12 shows already. 10, 12, they all the same number. Well, guys, we will see you guys in 2 weeks. We hope you have a great Valentine's Day. Have a great side piece day. You know, February 15th is National Side Piece Days. Don't act like y'all didn't know. We keep it real at No Clue.
I don't know nothing about
February
that.
14th. February 14th, the teddy bear $50. February 15th, it goes on sale for $25. Side piece day. You better know them things, baby. So we hope you have a great Valentine's Day, guys. Stay safe. Help us get this COVID under control so we can go back outside and play, y'all. I'm missing your faces. Until we see y'all in 2 weeks, email us at nocluetheshow@gmail.com. Facebook us, No Clue. We have a group. Join the group. YouTube, No Clue the Show. Follow, subscribe, send us comments, messages. Patreon, go support the show on Patreon. This is our last show of the season. Our digital grandparents, we miss you guys. We haven't heard from you guys. Hope you're doing well in this pandemic. Family, we're going to miss y'all, but we'll talk to y'all soon. Remember, when you thought you had life figured out, you realized you had wet fam.
No clue.
Peace.